Hi everyone. What I'm working on today is testing the north side of magnets. At the end of the video I'll explain why, because not everyone's going to want this knowledge. So I want to get to the guts of the video first and then the rationale behind what I'm working on at the end. I looked up the price of local magnetic compasses and they were about 10 times more expensive than what I could buy online. The catch was that I would need to wait about 4 weeks before one could be delivered to me by mail order. So I took a sewing needle and I just repeatedly went like this 12 times to magnetize it. Then I glued the sewing needle onto this little piece of plastic and floated it in water. So based on my knowledge of the local geography, I know that that direction is north, and so I determined from this which end of the needle, it happened to be the pointy part, but which end of the needle was facing north. So I proceeded to epoxy my magnets onto the wheel you'll see shortly. The magnetic compass has arrived in the mail now, and I need to confirm that my primitive or makeshift magnetic compass has indeed worked for me and I got it all right. So what I did first was set the magnetic compass on the floor, and I wanted to determine which way is north. So the red arrow in this compass faces north. And then you just keep lining it up until the red arrow and the zero are in line with each other, like an intersection. And that way you know which is north if you're hiking, for example. Now, I happen to know that opposites attract with magnets. So I'm expecting the north side of a magnet to pull the white arrow towards it. So the numbers on the compass no longer matter in this specific situation. Just the white arrow pointing to each magnet as I spin the wheel around it. So here you can see me doing this exactly, and the magnets responding as I expected. Just for kicks, I thought I'd give the magnet a little bit of a break dance, so to speak, and I gave the wheel a spin. You can see it just fluttering back and forth, going to the strongest pole or the nearest magnet. Now, there's a few things I want to talk about why I'm doing this, and this is the real interesting part. I'm making a tool called a Bedini Charger. What it's going to do is restore my Power Wheelchair lead acid batteries. This is also something a person could use if they were going off the hydro grid, and they could restore their battery bank once a year by taking 1 or 2 batteries off, restoring them to 100% capacity, and then slowly go through their battery bank over several weeks. It's designed to save the environment, as in lead acid batteries aren't going to end up in waste or landfill sites. What else could be helpful with this is practical survival skills. If you were out in nature and you didn't have a compass but you got lost and you had a magnet, then you could magnetize a little bit of metal, float it in water, or else hanging it by a string also works, and working out which way is north, and then recalling which way you meant or came from when you entered the park. Or if you knew a major highway was east, you could work out, well, this way is north, so you know which way is east. There's courses you can take on this. This is just the Coles note or the summary version. All magnets have a north and south pole, so my specific application needs to know them. If you were lost in the woods, maybe you could make a makeshift or use a magnet that was already on your person. Perhaps there might be a magnet in your phone or some other tool that you have with you. You can also learn to make a primitive magnet to make the piece of metal magnetized if you were to use a small battery. There's different techniques that you can use as survival skills if this is something that really interests you. I hope this has been helpful. I've given you some ideas that if you're interested, you can research more. And I just want to share what I'm working on and put the information out there that a Bedini Charger has the ability to save lots of money on wheelchair batteries and as well keep the environmental safe for our next generation. Thanks for your time together today. I really appreciate it. Bye for now.